Today we are going to show you the proper way to install the Graco LubePro A2600 grease lubrication pump. These installation steps can also be used to install the LubePro A1900 oil lubrication pump. As a safety precaution, grounding your LubePro pump may be required. This will reduce the risk of an electrical shock to anyone coming in contact with the pump. Further grounding instructions and complete installation instructions can be found in the manual. First, you'll connect airline tubing from the air valve to the forward stroke air connection on the end of the pump motor. Then you will connect a second air line from the air valve to the return stroke air input on the front of the air motor. The next step is to connect an air line from the input of the air valve to the air regulator that supplies the compressed air to the pump. It is required that you use a bleed type master air valve, and it's recommended to use a filter, regulator, and lubricator. Typically, you should supply between 60 and 100 psi of air to the LubePro A2600 pump. Now you are ready to fill the pump up with grease. You should fill the grease reservoir slowly. Filling too fast can rupture the reservoir and can result in serious injury. Continue filling the pump reservoir with grease until the black seal on the follower plate is raised just past the reservoir vent hole. This will allow air to escape from the reservoir and is a very important step for properly filling the reservoir. Some grease will drain out of the vent hole. This can be simply wiped clean with a cloth or rag. Before you attach the pump to the lubrication lines, manually activate the air valve with the controller or PLC to dispense 2 or 3 shots of grease from the pump outlet. This will purge the air in the pump. Now connect the lubrication line to the outlet of the pump. It's a good idea to install a pressure gauge on the lubrication line for system troubleshooting. Purging air out of your lubrication lines is a very important process step to ensure the success of your automatic lubrication system. Simply remove the furthest most end of line fitting from your pump and cycle the air valve manually several times until solid grease with no visible air is dispensed. Then simply reinstall the plug at the end of the lubrication line. Now it's time to run your lubrication system and visually check that it's working properly. When the pump is activated, you will see the pressure rise on the pressure gauge and see the indicator pins pop out on the injectors. We've left the injector lines disconnected from the bearings so you can view the lubricant being dispensed. It is important to leave the pump in its fully forward position long enough for all the injectors to activate. This can be viewed visually as you manually run the pump and determine how many seconds the pump should be fully activated to activate all injectors. Once the pump return is activated by the controller, the pressure on the gauge decreases and the indicator pins return back inside the injectors. These steps are evidence of a successful automatic lubrication cycle. We hope you've enjoyed seeing how easy it is to install the Graco LubePro A2600 grease lubrication pump. Once properly installed, LubePro will reliably lubricate your equipment for many years, automatically.